I think something like that.
Like no empirical evidence?
No evidence that can differentiate between reality and imagination. Empirical is one kind that can do that.
It's just whatever you said, it sounded shit. I don't remember what you said now, but it
I don't either, so
was
I have
like
no idea. That was a while ago.
well, why wouldn't you be able to have an a priori argument for God and be justified in believing in God?
Because you could have the same a priori counter argument against God or for an alternative God. So it would work equally as well for and against, which means it wouldn't actually be evidence for.
No, if you had like a deductive argument that the conclusion of what you accepted the premises and the conclusion was God exists, then it would be rational to believe in God, right?
No, because it's validity but not soundness. If I said A equals B and B equals C, therefore C equals A, that's perfectly reasonable. But the problem is that defining what the A, B, and C are is the problem. So I could say if the conclusion was God exists, I could just change the conclusion to not God exists, and it would be equally as reasonable. Like I could say cats are dogs and dogs are chickens, therefore cats are chickens, and that's a perfectly deductively valid argument. But unless we can verify it independently of just the structure, then we have no idea it's true. The same thing applies to a
Wait,
God.
I don't understand if it was in valid logical form and you accepted all the premises, then you would have to accept the conclusion.
Right, but that's what I'm saying is that you can't accept the premises purely based off of validity. Validity only shows you validity. To accept the premises as true, you need to show soundness, and that's where you need the other verification, not just the...
Yeah, I'm saying if you accepted, this is a hypothetical. If someone presented you with a valid argument, deductive argument, it was in valid logical form, and you accepted the premises, then you would take it to be a sound argument, and then it would be irrational for you not to believe in God, right?
Sure, but I would not accept the premises until they could be demonstrated to not be imaginary.
Well, like demonstrated empirically.
That's the way I would require it, yeah, unless you could show some other way to demonstrate they're not imaginary.
Well, what if it was like an a priori premise, like 1 + 1 = 2?
Well, again, I wouldn't accept those unless you could show it exists in reality, because if your conclusion is a God exists in reality, not in our imagination, then you're going to need some a posteriori form of evidence to show the soundness of the premises. If your conclusion was just God is imaginary, then I could accept an a priori argument, because that's all a
You're
priori arguments
saying
do.
that you only accept premises that you can empirically verify.
No, I'm saying I only accept premises about claims of reality that I can empirically verify. If you're not claiming anything about reality, then you don't need to empirically verify it. Like if I claim I'm imagining a unicorn, you don't need empirical evidence of that, just the argument is sufficient.
I don't think I understood. I don't think I followed what you just said.
Like if I said 1 + 1 = 2, like that's reasonable to believe just based off of the statement. The premise is 1 + 1 = 2. But that's because 1 + 1 = 2 is a figment of our imagination. It's a language. It's not something that exists in the world. But if I claimed like a unicorn exists, that you couldn't show with any a priori logic. You would need a posteriori evidence to verify the unicorn. God, if you say God exists, then you're saying it exists like a unicorn. It's in reality somewhere. 1 + 1 = 2 isn't in reality anywhere. It's just a made-up language. Does that
But
make
if
sense?
I don't know if I'm following you, but if one of the premises was like P, something cannot be both P and not P simultaneously, then you would accept that premise, right? Even though you're not empirically verifying it, it's just conceptual.
No, that one's empirically being verified. Like that's something we learn from reality. It's not really conceptual. So it's like I
Wait,
exist and I can't exist and
wait,
not exist. So when I say A equals
wait,
A,
you believe, Tom, come on now, you believe that you that it's a you became aware that it's a contradiction to believe that something is both P and not P simultaneously by going out in the world.
by cogito ergo sum, not going out in the world, but yes, by a posteriori evidence of existence.
Say that again?
A posteriori evidence of existence. So I think, therefore I am. That's me existing. That's a posteriori. It's not a priori. It's something that I experience. And from that, I can say, because I experience, I can't both exist or experience and not experience at the same time. So I learn A equals A and not A from the fact that I experience. So it's not a priori in my case.
Like, look, I don't think that you could reach that conclusion from an armchair. So You could imagine in your mind, sitting in an armchair, you could say, imagine in your mind some shape, right? It
Shape?
has like, yeah, that has certain angles and certain a number of sides, and without ever going out into the world, just by sitting in an armchair and thinking, you can know that something cannot be both that shape, not that shape at the same time, right? You never need to experience the world in order to know that that would be a contradiction.
Right, you're not experiencing the world, you're experiencing reality. Like your imagination of the triangle is an experience.
So it's not, but it's not empirical. It's not a posteriori.
It is an experience. So the experience isn't a sense experience, it's a thought experience. So in that case, I would still call that a posteriori because you're getting it from your experience of thought rather than.
Do you not think anything is a priori then?
Just I think, therefore I am. That's the only one. That one you can't justify.
I think that the only proposition that exists is that I think, therefore I am. That's the only proposition.
The only absolute one, yeah. The only one that you don't have to justify. The only axiomatic, dogmatic one.
Don't take anything to be axiomatic except I think, therefore I exist.
Yep, that is exactly correct.
You don't take, so you wait. Oh my, there's so many problems with that. This is like insane. So don't take the existence of the external world as an axiom. You think that you can like somehow justify the existence of the external material world without begging the question?
Yes, that's called fallibilism. You can actually.
Tell me about the, how do you justify the existence of the external material world without grasping at the external material world?
Without grasping
Yeah,
at the,
wait,
not,
and according to you, everything is a posteriori, except I think, therefore I am.
Yep.
But you wouldn't be able to use something that's a posteriori to justify the existence of the external material world, because that would just be, oh, that would be begging the question.
No, it's not, because again, it's a relation. It says if the external world exists and I can make predictions about the external world, the predictions are true, therefore I can conclude there is the external world. It's not an absolute certainty, but you don't need absolute certainty.
Okay. Talking about justification.
Right?
So like, say the teddy bear in front of you, right?
Teddy bear.
I'm going to ask you, how do you know that teddy bear is really physically there and is like an object that has mass? How are you going to justify that without begging the question?
I can drop it, so it has mass.
Can what?
Drop it. Like if it has mass, then it is affected by gravity, and I can drop it, and so it's.
I'm going to ask, Bean Capper, can you mute everybody else? We're not interrupted. Wait, I'm going to ask you, how do you know that the teddy bear is really there? Your justification is going to be taking the teddy bear and saying, look, it's here?
Yep.
I'm going to ask you, are you trolling me, dude?
Nope.
I'm going to ask you how you know the teddy bear is there, and you're going to say, because it's here?
Yep.
That's your answer?
That's exactly it. I can see it. That's it. That's all I need.
Fuck? Okay. But, I mean, I'll just let the people decide what they think about that. It's just beyond absurd, right? I don't even know how to fucking, it's just classical begging the question. It's just like a classical example of begging the question.
Nope,
Anyway.
that's fallibilism. So this isn't my position. I didn't invent this. You'd have to like actually take it up with the philosophers. The actual example they use is like, I can know I'm not in the matrix because I have hands. That's the actual justification.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
same
The
thing.
retards that say, oh, how do you know you have hands? Because look, here I have hands.
Yep, that is the professional philosophers.
Just reasserting the
who invented
claim. It's just it's not justification.
fallibilism. It is actually. That's kind of the point.
What's the inference?
No.
You think that circular reasoning is always fallacious?
No, not always. Like, only fallacious if you try and use it to justify something outside of itself. So if it's definitional, it's never unreasonable.
Side of itself?
Yeah, like I said, I'm a bachelor, therefore I'm unmarried. That's perfectly reasonable.
Wait, how is I'm a bachelor being unmarried being definitionally true, begging the question? It's not an argument. not making an inference there.
Right, you can form it into an inference in the same way and say, I am a dog, therefore I'm not a cat. That would be an inference.
I guess I'm not following. Anyway, let's back up to think, therefore I am. Is there an inference going on there?
Any inference? No, that's tautology. So the thinking and the existing are the same thing. The thing that is thinking is the
Wait,
thing that
just
exists.
because thoughts exist, why does that mean that there's a self? What is the self?
The thoughts are the self. They're the same thing. The thoughts and the self are the same thing.
So I think, therefore I am is just thoughts, therefore thoughts.
Yep.
You're not saying fucking anything when you say.
Well, thoughts
I
are
think therefore I
there.
am.
So I'm saying thoughts
just-
exist. That's the thing.
It's just totally uninformative.
Well, no, it says thoughts exist. That's all that really needs to be the case. Because the point of the argument is that thoughts exist.
Said, but there's an inference going on there. Fuck is the inference?
There's not an inference, it's just descriptive. I am thinking. Thoughts exist. Not like an inference of
Did you
saying I
not
am
just
thinking
say that
because.
yes, there's an inference going on there?
No, I guess not. It's just simply descriptive of what's occurring.
I mean, I thought you said that you agreed that there was an inference. I could be mistaken.
I might have. I'm kind of not playing the game right now, so. But no, I'd just say it's just descriptive. I exist. That's all that's
Okay,
required.
so thoughts, therefore thoughts isn't saying anything.
But saying the thoughts exist, that's all that matters. That's the whole point of the argument, is just that the thoughts exist. It doesn't need to say anything about it.
It's just an assertion. There's no
Well, no, it's not an assertion. It's literally the thoughts are there, and you're just stating the fact that the thoughts are there. Because to say I think, therefore I am means that you are thinking something. So the thoughts are there. They exist in reality.
You're not thinking. Wait, thoughts think themselves, you're saying? You said that you are synonymous with your thoughts.
Yes, the thoughts are me. I am the thoughts. Those are the same
Thoughts
thing.
think themselves.
Thoughts, I'm not sure what that means. The thoughts are you.
I'm not sure what that fucking means either.
So the thoughts don't think themselves. Whatever causes the thoughts is what's causing the thoughts. They're just thoughts. Well, I don't know what causes thoughts. Like maybe it
You're
could
just
be.
taking them to be synonyms. And all you're saying is thoughts, therefore thoughts.
No, the
I think, therefore I am.
The I and the thoughts are synonyms. So I am thinking means thoughts exist.
Yeah. So I is synonymous with thoughts. You're saying thoughts, therefore thoughts.
Yes, so thoughts exist. That's the conclusion. Is
You're not
thoughts
saying
exist.
anything.
No, the
Not
conclusion
saying
is
anything.
thoughts exist. That's exactly what we're saying. Thoughts exist. That's all you need.
I just said that it's an assertion that
Well, no, it's not an assertion because again, we
that-
are experiencing them. So the fact that we are experiencing them proves they exist, and we're just
somebody
describing them.
says thoughts exist. They're not making the assertion that thoughts are part of reality.
They are, but they are experiencing it. So the assertion is irrelevant.
Just
They are literally
contradicting yourself.
experiencing it, and then they're
It's
describing
contradicting
it.
yourself. You said it wasn't an assertion, and now you're saying it is. You're just contradicting yourself.
No, it is an assertion, but the assertion is of a descriptive thing. The logical validity of the form is irrelevant. There is a
Do
thing.
not say it's not an assertion.
Okay, fine. I don't care one way or the other. I don't know. So, again,
Look, when I enter into a conversation with somebody,
I don't care.
I
So, I
assume
don't
that we're
care.
both going to try to not contradict ourselves.
I'm trying and fit your language to make it make sense to you. I'm not actually. None of the terms you're using are correct. So again, the point is that I think
terms
is a
am I
descriptive.
misusing?
It's descriptive. So I exist. There is thinking occurring, and I'm going to say I think, therefore I am, to describe that thinking. The structure is irrelevant. I could say bleebledy bleebleblops. Doesn't make a difference how I say it. It is describing an existing thing. That's it. The argument is irrelevant. It doesn't do anything. It's just
You
describing
don't have an
the
argument.
existence.
You don't have an argument. You said
That's
that
fine.
there
The
was an
statement. It
inference
doesn't
going
make a
on,
difference if
and
it's an
then-
argument or a statement. It
It's
changes
not an
nothing.
argument. There's not
It
even a
doesn't make a
fucking
difference.
inference.
It
First,
doesn't make a
you
difference
claimed
one
that
way or
there
the
was a
other.
fucking inference
It
going
doesn't make
on,
a
and then you
difference.
backpedaled and said
That's
there wasn't.
fine. I don't care what you call it. It doesn't matter to make a difference what you call it. I think, therefore I am is a true statement about reality, and that's all I need. That supports every part of my argument. Whether you want to call it an inference or an assertion makes no difference at all. None.
Look, I don't care if you believe it makes a difference to anything. I'm asking you, is it an assertion? Is there an inference going on?
I don't know. I don't care. I don't know. It doesn't make a difference to my argument. So you can pick one. Pick whichever one you want.
You've been like brutally humiliated and destroyed.
No, not really.
You look like a fucking clown right now.
You can think that. So again, I don't care if you call it an inference or not. It doesn't make a difference. The statement is, I think therefore I am, and that statement is true about reality, and that justifies all my beliefs. So I don't, doesn't care if you want to make a difference, doesn't make a difference.
By the way, don't take any of my abrasiveness personally. I'm nasty like this to everyone.
I don't, it doesn't make a difference to me.
I heard you had some, my prediction is you might be too cowardly to do this, but I heard you had some really weird views on morality.
Sure.
I would love you to enlighten me on those, but why don't we have a formal debate set up with Canadian Catholic can set it up, be the independent moderator, and we'll have a whole big audience watch me humiliate you about your fucking silly views on morality.
This is live right now. You can just go on there. This is on my channel. So people are watching.
Will you do that?
Oh yeah, I mean, we're live right now. Like, there are people on my channel watching us. This is a debate. If you want to do
I mean, I want like a formal like format.
Oh yeah, sure.
Opening statements. Can we schedule a time to do that?
Sure. You can probably get it on Modern Day Debate or something.
Oh yeah. Oh, you want to go on fucking? Did you watch me on Modern Day Debate?
I did not.
I haven't watched in a long time. I didn't do so good around there. I want to fucking smash Amy. Isn't Amy a fucking clown? TJump. Isn't she a fucking clown? Agree with her bullshit?
On what? Specifically on evolution?
Look at this shit she said about consciousness when she was in the Modern Day Debate with you and Canadian Catholic. She's a moron. She said she had solved the hard problem of consciousness, Tom. Why didn't you speak up? Why do you atheists allow each other to do that? Why don't you fucking speak up?
Oh, it was a debate, so my opponent was not her in that debate.
Did you tell her? Did you message her after and say you're a clown, Amy?
No, I did not.
You don't even know what the hard problem of consciousness is.
So, you said you wanted to debate my morality. Do you know at all what it is, or haven't looked at it yet?
I would love you to tell me right now, and I'm going to resist bouncing on you, because I would really like to do formal format with like a planned audience, like a bigger audience.
Yeah,
your brutal fall.
Yeah, we can contact James about it. Do you still have James' contact information, or did he like ban you?
Why would he ban me?
I have no idea.
Oh, I mean, I had a lot of haters on there, but it was good for me.
So yeah, definitely we can set it up on Modern Day Debate. I can message James.
Okay, it's going to be really embarrassing for you, Tom.
That would be interesting.
Anyway, let's just casually chat for now.
Sure.
Didn't you debate, what pre-supper did you debate?
I've debated 3 or 4. There was Ali Ravzi, I think, was the first one, then Matt Slick, then Eli Elia, then there was a guy recently, Burns Eye View, he's a pre-supper. Then there was one yesterday I debated, so I debated 5 or 6.
Oh, how did it go with Matt Slick? See, I had only heard your name, and I had never really watched any of your videos until I heard Canadian Catholic was gonna debate you. So I went and watched a couple, but I didn't watch the Matt Slick one. I fucking hate Matt Slick. How did that go?
I really enjoyed it. I thought that one went really well. So.
Though I do think that suppers crush a lot of the atheists come across. Have you debated Darth Dawkins?
Yes, I did. I also debated him. That's true.
Oh, how did that go?
That one was hilarious. I want to debate him again. He's awesome. He's so much fun.
What format was that? Was that on Modern Day Debate?
No, that was Discord. That was at Ask Yourself's Discord channel. Ask Yourself set it up.
Oh, is there a recording of it?
Yeah, it's on my channel. It's actually my most viewed video, hilariously enough.
Oh yeah, my Darth videos get the most views on my. I've known that guy for 10 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He used to be an evidentialist.
For Christianity or for atheism?
Christianity. He was like a young Earth creationist. He would argue about evolution a lot.
That's hilarious.
What atheists, like well-known atheists, do you dislike? I fucking hate atheists more than Christians.
I'm not sure. Like, I don't really. Steve McRae. I don't like Steve McRae. That's probably the only one I don't
Oh, I
like.
love Steve McRae.
Steve's awful. He's terrible.
Well,
But
Godless Dark does still debate evolution. He's been doing that recently.
that's interesting. I'll have to get him in a modern day debate on evolution. That'll be funny.
When I first met him, it was actually interesting to see a Christian hold his ground like he did in the atheist community on evolution. He would actually win about evolution against all these atheists. It was impressive.
I've actually seen a lot of theist debaters win against atheists. Like William Lane Craig wins a lot because the atheist debaters and scientists aren't good at debate, and William Lane Craig is really good at debate. And Darth Dawkins has the personality to be able to do debate well, even though he doesn't know what he's talking about in some cases.
He's really good at controlling a conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
He chooses his words carefully too.
But that actually puts him at a disadvantage in like modern day debate, because when he's actually had to play fair and let the other person talk, he does so bad.
I'm gonna go, but thank you for talking to me, and don't take don't take my abrasiveness personally. I'm even like that with my friends.
Oh yeah, sure, no problem. I'll talk to you later. Try to set something up on modern day debate.
Okay, have a good day.
You too.